Hey, I'm world champion pinball and video game player Bowen Cairns, and we're here at Papa headquarters just outside Pittsburgh. Play some Stern Star Trek 2013 game. Designer Steve Ritchie, software by all those guys, including Lonnie Ropp. I hear they're in game jail right now, putting together the limited edition and premium software for this game. It's impressive stuff. It's a great play field, and we're going to take you through some of this game. Try to play it as best we can. We'll also have, we've got the live chat room available, so if you have comments or questions, we will ignore them, but we might hear some of them. We'll take some time out to do a question and answer session at the end. Now, Star Trek is a mode-based game, and right off the bat, you get to pick your modes. There are 6 main modes that each have 3 levels to them. So we're going to talk about the levels as well as one goal, which is to get 3 in a line. And the 3 in a line activates either super spinner, super bumpers, or super ramps, depending on which 3 you complete. Personally, I tend to go for super ramps because you're more likely to finish that during the run of play, as you make ramps anyway during multi-balls and other modes. So I tend to pick the ones on the right, and I like to pick Space Jump first because Save the Enterprise and Prime Directive have more shots, more points available to them. The Plunge, this is 1.3 software, the newest software for Stern Star Trek that was released this week. It does not have a lane skill shot at the top. There are super skill shots which you can activate by either flipper. If you hold in the left flipper, it will come around for a super skill shot to shoot the Vengeance target. We're going to do that first, and we'll try the other skill shots as we go. So here I'm holding in the left flipper as I launch, and it will light the center shot for a quick one-timer bonus there. And Space Jump itself, it's a mode where you can shoot the yellow shots, usually the spinner and the left ramp. You can also shoot the right ramp at times. Basically, any flashing shot will give you points during these modes. First level modes are all on timers, so although you sometimes see players time these modes out, there are reasons to play them that we'll talk about in a moment. Backhanding the left ramp is a good strategy. It's a simple shot, and then you can play that into a combo. You may have noticed here, if you've played any Star Trek, that the values for these awards seems quite a bit higher. What actually is happening is that in the new code, making any shot as a combo along with another shot gives it double the value that it would have been normally. And you'll see that true throughout multi-balls and a lot of different play as we go. Get the pause here, get the ball back on a flipper if we can, so we can talk about how the modes end. In Star Trek, there normally is a 30-second timer on the level 1 modes, and then you get to take one final shot. You'll see it displayed on the screen as final shot, and any shot can do. So my tendency is to make the left ramp, and I'm going to try to one-time it into a away team, which will start the next mode. So I'll brick that shot, but it's a pretty simple recovery, and that gives me the final mode there. So to get the next mode, you can either shoot mission start on the left or away team on the right, and either of those is really available. They're far away shots. My tendency is to go for away team since it's an easier recovery if you miss, but either shot will be effective. I've also just completed the bank on the right, and in 1.3 software, this gives you 3 bombs where you can hit the launch button and make progress towards the center shot, the Vengeance. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's start another mode with the away team shot here on the right, under the flipper. And I'm going with these 3 on the right, so check Prime Directive here. And in Prime Directive, same thing, 30 seconds to make as many shots as you can. And I'm going to get the ball on a flipper, and we'll use the launch button here to punch it. Let me get this to a flipper. Punch it! Punch it again! Vengeance battle ready. Vengeance multi-ball. When you have those bombs, you can use the bombs to make progress towards the Vengeance modes. And you start the Vengeance mode by shooting the center shot. This first one is Vengeance multi-ball, which puts the second ball into play and asks you to kind of cram this ball up the middle. The start here is very similar to Bank Bust in Spider-Man. And it gives you a bit of a countdown timer to try and release the other ball. And if you can hit that ball within 20 seconds, it will be a 3-ball multi-ball instead of a 2-ball. You also want to keep an eye out for the add-a-ball, and it's pretty standard in Iron Man and other games in recent Stern that during the multi-balls, you'll get an opportunity at an add-a-ball throughout. The modes as they're running will still run, so I carried in Prime Directive, didn't do very well with it. But I like to carry in a mode if I can, since it makes it more likely to score some good points out of the modes. Let me get control here if I can, and we'll talk about the goal here in Vengeance. If you shoot the Vengeance right at the middle, you'll score an award, and the ball will fly back at you. You can also get values by shooting either ramp, and so the left ramp is a pretty good shot to go for here because it's easy. It tends to be easy anyway. I'm missing it a lot here, but there it is there. And you can also then combo to the right ramp and get double value. So like I said before, any shot you make as a combo will be double in value. So why not make every shot as a combo? Oh, that was sweet, sweet business right there. Nice job. Good double Drano. Save the Enterprise will be the next mode. This is the third mode, so this will complete a 3 in a line and will give you a bonus, and it will also give you a Captain's Chair mode, either the Super Spinner, Super Ramps, Super Spinner, Super Bumpers, depending on which one you pick. The other 2 skill shots are available if you hold in the right flipper while you start the mode. This will allow you to then make the warp ramp as a super skill shot, so let's launch and try that. Missed it. That side ramp would have been a good play there and a bonus. What I've seen a lot of players do is aim for the green lock targets during the ball save time, just simply because it's hard enough to make those green targets anyway, and they're dangerous. Come on now, make some shots. Oh boy. So save the Enterprise like the other modes, a set of lights to shoot. You can see any red shot is worth a combo. So as you're playing a mode, you can see which shots are worth the combo. After you make a shot, it will light up other shots in red, like that shot there. That was I believe double what it should have been worth, but maybe not. I don't know. The side ramp is worth warps, and that will continue to grow in value, at least in warp number. If you make it as a combo, it will increase in value. Super ramps are lit now. In previous versions of the software, the super ramps were all worth $1 million. They are now worth a varying value depending on how well you played the modes. I haven't been able to quite figure out exactly how much it's worth, but these are probably going to be worth around $1 million or a super ramp. Okay, so it is exactly $1 million, but I'm not kidding. There are other values besides that do happen. All right, let's get another mode started here. Come on now.
Warning.
Yeah, whatever. Oh boy. Bad shooting text. All right, there we go. Combos add points. We'll get the lock here. We will start the other modes. My tendency here is to save save Klingon battle for last. So let's do Destroy the Drill, and then we'll worry about the others next. For the first multi-ball, you can light 2 locks with every completion of the green bank. So lock 1, lock 2. You'll need to finish the green bank one more time to get lock 3 lit. Oh, I thought I hit it there, but apparently not. There, that was made as a combo, so it's worth double what it would normally have been worth, besides the combo points. So that shot, which would normally have been 200,000, is 400,000. And there's the multi-ball is lit, and then multi-ball will begin. This is the Klingon multi-ball, and then Klingon multi-ball, you need to make each shot twice. If you've played Black Suit multi-ball from Spider-Man, you'll know a little bit of what's up here, but every shot needs to be made twice, and just like in regular play, if you make the shots as a combo, you will get double jackpots. So this doesn't mean every shot is going to be doubled. They have to be shots that would have qualified as a combo. So that shot there was worth $850 instead of $425. And as I grab the balls here, I'm going to try to make some combo. For example, if I make the left ramp, brick, make the left ramp, brick. All right, fine. I guess they don't want me to make the left ramp, I'll make something else. That won't start a combo because it's kind of isolated. Warp 7 lights the extra ball, and there it's collected. We got extra balls on. We got some of the features on that we'd normally shut off for competition. So like that was double because it was part of a combo. The goal is to make every shot twice. And you can see I'm almost there. I've actually shot everything twice except for the right loop. So I'm going to try to get some traps here on both flippers and maybe make this shot. Yeah, let's get that across. Oh, that's bad news. So this is a good opportunity to stage the right flipper. And after you make them all, it lights a super there with a strobing shot. And you can see this roving shot moves pretty fast across. So just find a shot that you prefer to make. Like, I really like the left spinner here, so I'm just going to let it kind of wander across until it comes back to the left spinner. And brick. Nice job there. Good brick. Come on now. Or you can just look impressive and do that instead. This is a tough play. I've had some trouble with this, making this strobing shot, because it moves quickly, and yet it kind of wants you to make the shot as it's there. So it's tough timing, actually. And you can see it kind of lingers on the left scoop a little while. The left scoop is probably the easiest place to make it. Comes across, make it. Nope, not the right timing. You can also backhand that scoop. That would have worked, but timing was just off. There it is. Oh, you jerk! That was it. Nope. Fine, whatever. After you make the strobing shot, the super jackpot lights, but that strobing shot is really challenging. Maybe that'll be made a little easier, or give a grace period or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to the regular modes. We have not played. No, we have played Vengeance multiball. Let's start Nerd, and again in this round shots are lit, so you want to try to make these as combos if you can. So, and in earlier versions of the software, players sort of encouraged to time out the modes a little bit, but I really feel that it's important to play the modes correctly. And there's a few warps there. You can get, and there's warp 9.9, and you're wondering what happens. Well, it puts another ball in play, and just carries on regular play with a ball save, brief ball save. I actually thought I would get that back, but I didn't. So there it is. So you've seen what happens at warp 9.9, and unfortunately, you know, I basically sucked on it, but got there, which is kind of cool. Whatever. More punch-its. Don't be afraid to use your punch-its. Punch-its should be used for good and never for evil, but you can just punch it and punch it and punch it and punch it again, and that set up the next Vengeance mode. Have you played earliest versions of the software? There was only one Vengeance mode, Vengeance multiball. There are now 3. The second one is Vengeance scoring, which is a hurry up on the Vengeance shot. It's 5 shots to the middle. Each shot to the middle and not the targets around the middle scores a value. I said the middle itself is what actually scores here, and not the center drain or So, sorry about that. Bad job there in Vengeance scoring. We'll hopefully get around to it again. The third skill shot available is to just plunge it soft and make the warp ramp directly. And we're trying to play mode 6 here, which is Klingon battle. Didn't plunge it soft enough. But if you can make the warp ramp as your first flip, you will get a ramp skill shot. I talked with Steve Ritchie recently about this, and he argued, you know, that the lane skill shot at the top, I think he may even have called it the lame skill shot. He said, you know, it doesn't require any skill to actually get the lane skill shot. So what are we doing? Let's make people use skill to get the skill shot. All right, so last mode here, this is Klingon battle, mode 6 of 6. Being a little more careful than I might otherwise be here, to try to get make sure when the timer hits 0, you can make one more shot, any shot, and this time the end of mode will light Kobayashi Maru multiball. Kobayashi Maru multi-ball started by shooting the center shot. And you can see the 6 lights now are lit up with the different colors from the modes that you played. So if you know you played a mode really well, you can cash it in by shooting that shot twice. So in my case, I know that Klingon didn't go very well. I know that the spinner mode went well, but if I finish off Klingon there, it'll give me 1.1 million, which was my value from the Klingon mode. There's 600,000 there, 3.25 million there. And you might be saying, well, if you kept careful enough track of how well I did in the modes, you'd say, well, you didn't do this well in those modes. That's right, because it still carries over that rule about doubling the value on combos. So right now, if I shoot a shot, it's going to give me an award, like the center shot. I'm really bad at the center shot right now. But if you shoot the left ramp and then a shot as a combo, that 5.6 million is pretty serious right there. That would have been 2.8 million if I had not made it as a combo. The first shot gives you just a regular piece of scoring, but the second shot gives you the value you earned in the mode. So if you can keep careful track of how many times you've made a shot, ideally you want the second one to line up with your completion. And that's the end of the Kobayashi Maru multi-ball. It's only a 2-ball multi-ball. You really want to bring in a third ball there. I did not do that. So not bad. 11 million out of that, and we'll start a level 2 mode here. The level 2 modes require a specific number of shots to be made, and some of them are on timers and others are not. Well, I haven't really quite figured out exactly what's going on with all of these. But basic idea is that if you make enough shots during the mode, you will terminate the mode immediately and win. So for example here, it wants me to punch it into the middle. Got credit for that. And let's go over to the left. Haven't really talked about the angles you can make shots at, but oh, that was convenient. You can backhand the left ramp. Yeah, you can backhand the spinner if you want. I've even found success backhanding that loop like that, and that completed the mode. You can tell when a mode's finished because it'll light up solid, and the Enterprise will be saved apparently, I suppose. I don't know. But if you don't finish the mode, you can start it over again, and it will pick up where it left off. I'm going to try to finish the bottom row this time. So let's play Nerd 2 and see what happens. Again, it's a set number of shots that you need in order to finish any of these modes. And usually that number of shots will be displayed for you on the screen. I've heard from a few people that there's an issue in this mode and some of the other level 2 modes where instead of saying, as it says here, 8 shots left, it'll say some other larger number by mistake. So I don't know if that's probably an issue that'll be corrected in a future code, but 7 shots to go. And you can see there's no timer here, so it's just make your shots. 7. Again, you want to ideally make these shots as combos so that they can be worth double value. Now, what do we got here? 4 more shots to go. Backhanding the left ramp, always a good idea. Combo that into a ramp on the right or anything. And like I said, you can backhand the spinner there. I was a little too aggressive with the backhand. There it is. And what was this? 1 shot to go. Oh, shit. Punch it. So blew that up, but over 100 million. Not bad for a first game. The scoring, you may have noticed, is quite a bit higher. Oh, I got another ball. I forgot I got that extra ball. So let's try that ramp skill shot one more time. You notice Nero did not finish, so I can play it again and finish it off, or I can play a different one and try to start from scratch. So your first shot up the side ramp will be worth a ramp skill shot bonus. And I'm going to just pick Nerd again and see if I can finish it off. And 1 shot left here to finish Nerd, so it's not going to be that difficult to finish this off, and then I can start a new mode. And see there, I kind of let it fall down to the bottom. Oh, stay up. Backhand the left ramp, and that should do it. Come on, you can. This shot's easy. Oh boy. So I couldn't tell you why this shot is so difficult all of a sudden. It's probably just that it's nerd mode and, you know, just thinking about how important it is being live or whatever. Oh God, flailing. There we go. Start another mode right away if I can. The next mode you'd want to pick is destroy the drill to complete the row down the bottom here. 2x bonus. Wow. So don't forget to punch it. All 2 locked. Nerd total 2.7 million. I don't actually know what happens when you finish the level 2 modes at this point, as it's a relatively new code. You can get big value out of these shots if you can keep making them in combo land. And again, here's the bug. So I only have 393,000 shots to go. So unfortunately, this means we won't be able to finish the mode here. We'll be able to show you Vengeance Battle, and we'll start up new games soon. Vengeance Battle is the third mode, and in Vengeance Battle, you just have to shoot up the middle 3 times for 5 million points. You know, the nice things about taking a mode into this multi-ball is you'll still have the blue lights lit. In levels 2 and 3, this is a very good way of trying to continue and play out the mode. Don't forget about the add-a-balls, and I generally do. I have trouble with the add-a-balls because I know they're very helpful, but I often will just blow them off by mistake here. So where are we at here? What's left for this? I got chop the middle. When you're playing this multi-ball, it's very easy to forget about the warp ramp because it's got a different light than the other lights. So that side ramp is part of the collection of shots you must make to finish the 7 Klingons. And you can look around and you go like, nothing is lit right now, what do I do? Make the side ramp, you doofus. And you have to make it twice. I guess I did make it twice. Now the Klingon is moving along left and right on the display, as well as the lights on the screen. So I had trouble with this earlier. Maybe I can finish it off and just power my way through, keep shooting things until it gives me the one I'm after. Ah, darn it. This backhand into the hole seemed to be effective. Get in your hole. Did I get it? Did I get it? No. Yes. And now the super jackpot is, I believe, the warp ramp. It's not clear to me. I think it's the warp ramp. But yeah, if I go by what's flashing and what's yelling at me to shoot, the warp ramp is lit. So it's the strobing shot and then the warp ramp. And I don't know what comes after that. Probably it goes back around again. Or it just celebrates. And yeah, so now we're back around again. And the values continue to increase. So if you can make these as a combo, and there's 9.9 again, which puts another ball in play. And 9.9 is a very, very valuable thing to kind of keep in mind, because at any time you can just add another ball. It's not easy because it takes you 18 ramp shots to get there. But if you can pull that off and save it for an opportune moment, it can really help you. But comboing for points is huge on this game. The way that the scoring is, and this is actually, I think, a very positive thing about the evolution of the game, that when this game was used even just recently, basically analysis by players was just trap the balls, hold on, you'll get a decent score out of it. Oh, I got extra ball lit. Extra ball is lit, there it is. And good value out of that Klingon mode. Vengeance battle ready. Oh, darn. Ah! Worth a try. Sorry about that. I'm disqualified. All right, let's see. Vengeance Battle is ready, so let's flip it around there. And this is the mode where you're supposed to shoot it 3 times to get 5 million. So the first shot and the second shot are just 150,000 small potatoes, but there's a third shot worth 5 million, and this is the third Vengeance mode called Vengeance Battle.
So you want me off this ship?
Boom! I punched you. 5 million points for that third hit. So good score there. And looks like I completed Destroy the Drill along the way, so I'm actually thinking that that may just be a display issue, whatever it was that we saw earlier. Or I shot 339,000 shots. It was a pretty good multi-ball. I don't think it was that good. I guess we're in proximity of the second level wizard, which you get by completing all 6 modes here. I'm honestly not expecting that to happen in this game, given that it's the last ball, but I think it's possible. So I'll try to bear down here and play better. Get out of my sight. In this mode, in Klingon 2, this is a way that players were playing it before. You don't get combo points for this, but you can keep backhanding the left ramp and pick up some valuable points out of it. So Klingon 2 ends pretty quickly. Oop, I blew that by not releasing the right flipper. There we go. So we got Prime Directive and Space Jump 2 to go. Space Jump 2 is look out, look out. Oh, come on. Nah, that's it. Ah, sorry about that, but solid game. Good.
Enter your initial.
So what was that, like a 180 maybe? A bonus, it could have been more. Yeah, 180. All right, let's pause for a second here and see what kind of questions you have from the chat room. But that was a decent game there.
Space.
So first question, why not time this out like at Expo? Well, first of all, no one wants to see that. That's boring. And secondly, as I've shown you, there are 2 reasons. One is that if you make shots in combo, you're going to get double value for the shots as you go. And the second reason is that when you get to the Kobayashi multi-ball, you're going to score in that mode the value you earned in the round. So even though you can time out the rounds, you're not going to max out your value in the score. You're going to guarantee yourself a reasonable score. So if your target score in a game is like 20 or 30 million, timing out modes and getting to Kobayashi is probably a decent strategy. But if your goal is to really get a bang away score and get a big score like the 180 we just saw here, you're going to have to play it out. And I think that actually I'm really quite excited for the changes in the programming between the last version and this current version, which really put a priority on good play, but actually playing the machine instead of trying to take advantage of timing out. Yeah, I think we should. What I'd like to do also is to go through and show what happens when you finish one of the modes all the way through, because there actually is another way to play the modes, which is to try and play the same mode all 3 times to get through it. So I'm going to try playing Save the Enterprise and see if we can get through level 3 Save the Enterprise and show you what happens. And we'll just see how it goes. We'll play out another game for a while. I'll try to be a little bit more flyaway, and we'll see what we can put up. So I'm just going to play nothing but to Save the Enterprise here. And just a reminder, with the super skill shot, either flipper you can hold in for super skill. If you hold in the right flipper, it's supposed to fly around to the warp ramp. Didn't happen that time, so I didn't punch it hard enough.
Hold on.
With level 1s, you can time them out, but you're just not getting good value out of them. You want to make these shots. Because if you ever get to Kobayashi multi-ball, the value you perform in this mode is going to carry over into Kobayashi. I suppose if your goal is to get through level 3 of a specific mode, timing out level 1 is not a bad idea. But realistically, I think that you're going to get a lot more points out of the game if you play out the modes the way that nature intended. And you got to watch out for that 3/4 warp ramp. Well, they were like there. That was 2.6 million out of that mode. And you're saying that's not so much. But if I get around to Kobayashi by finishing all the level 1s, I can make that 2.6 again, or I can even double that 2.6 by shooting the shot as a combo in Kobayashi. So now when we go to mission start here, oh, blew that. I could have drooped it in there. Come on now. I find the mission start hole on the left to be a very difficult shot. So now instead of playing Nerd or instead of playing Space Jump or one of the other ones, we just go play Save the Enterprise 2 and carry that forward. So Stern released a flyer for the game that showed kind of what they're after with the mode arrangements. And there's 6 modes visual, but really they're each in 3 phases. So you're thinking really of this as a 3-dimensional picture of the modes. And comboing is huge. If you can make combos, you can put up a lot of points in these modes, and Save the Enterprise 2 is over. Now we go for Save the Enterprise 3. And if I can make a shot. Yeah, whatever. Bounce that over there. All right, so again, Nerd, destroy the drill. No way, I want Save the Enterprise 3. Bam. So in Save the Enterprise 3, more stuff happens. I really couldn't tell you exactly what happens. I think it's somehow more difficult, but whatever I'm doing, I'm saving the Enterprise. That's all that really matters here. Keep in mind that if you can carry something into a multi-ball, you're that much more likely to complete it. So here, where I've got the Vengeance multi-ball ready, shooting the Vengeance will, son of a gun. It's a little bit like a bank bust, where there's a ball there. It's hard, this may not even be visible on the cameras, but it's just stuck on the cameras back there. Ball save's active. Meanwhile, the Save the Enterprise is timing out on me, which I was trying to carry into the multi-ball here. Unfortunately, it's not going to carry in for me, and I can still pick up the shots during Save the Enterprise, I think, but that was a truly, truly disappointing multi-ball. 100,000, heck yeah. All right, so that's a shot. What's left here? I got the left shot here, boom. Right shot, and you can see that at the level 3, they're really getting very specific with your challenges and your requirements. And things are tough. In some cases, it's not possible to combo shots anymore because it's not giving you shots that are comboable. I don't know, let's see if we can finish this off here. All I know is that Khan and Kirk or whoever, they're punching each other or something or whatever. There it is, so that's done. 3 in a line completed. Oh, really? Right ramp multiplied by 2x. Oh, really? Interesting. So it's not just 3 in a line this way, that way, or this way. It's 3 in a line this way also. So now the right ramp is double for the rest of the ball. This is also the same shot that Save the Enterprise is tied to for Kobayashi multi-ball. So now, when I said I got 2.6 million earlier, I can come back through and finish Kobayashi and get double the value on that right ramp already, which makes the missions on level 1 even more important to finish. So as we go and start other missions here, let's just go ahead and start Nerd and see if we can get around and finish the level 1s, give you a sense of what's going on here. Or, I don't know, we could try to finish some more level 3s. That was a pretty decent start. But with these level 1s, the value you complete this mode at in level 1 is the value you will carry with you for Kobayashi multi-ball, and son of a gun. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Emergency exit. Let it serve.
So I only got 3 modes finished on ball 1 there, but they were all 3 Save the Enterprise. And I'm not completely certain whether or not that multiplier sticks around for the rest of the game, or it's only a single ball multiplier. I suspect it may only be available for that one ball. Yeah. Got some nice sound effects in this mode. Where are we here? 10 seconds left. Pass it over. Right ramp. All right. Yeah, it looks as though that right ramp may have expired on me for the double, so all right, let's punch it and get some more nerds. Okay, so now here's a situation where I have multi-ball ready on the either of the saucers, either the mode start saucer on the left, which is now only lit for lock, or the center shot. What I actually want to do is start a mode first and shoot away team, because I want a mode to carry in with me into multi-ball. So let's go nerd 2 and get some points out of that. So now, when multi-ball begins next, I'll be able to have this mode running with me into it. You don't have to use the upper flipper. You can use it to bat the ball down, and that will start the multi-ball a little more quickly. If you're on level 2, it doesn't matter as much because you're going by shots instead of by time. If you're on level 1, that matters a lot because these modes are timed at 30 seconds each. Level 2, it's just shots, and you can kind of see in the background, they'll flash in purple in this case, the shots that are lit for the Nero mode. And hopefully, you'll just know when you finish it by making enough shots. Punch-its don't seem to do anything during this multi-ball. It's just kind of too bad, but it's always fun to punch it. What's lit here? What's lit? Center shot, warp, left loop. The ball stuck under the upper flipper there briefly. All right, boom. Oh, that was the out of ball. Crap.
Warp 7, warp 8.
Extra ball is lit.
Yeah, whatever. How many more shots? Come on, nerd. Tell me what I gotta get left. Is it done? 5 more shots. Triple jackpot. Cool. I'm not sure what I even did to do that, but that looked good. It was like triple jackpot, 1.7 mil. Oh, I see. There's three dudes to shoot, and you shoot all 3 dudes, it gives you a bonus. That makes actually plenty of sense. Give me that dude. Boom. All right. Hey, this mode's pretty cool.
Extra ball.
A lot of these modes have a lot of interesting rules to them, but it's a little hard at times to figure out what the heck's going on, just simply because the shots on the playfield are only labeled by color, and you got to look at the display a little bit. But that was a lot of points out of that nerd mode as he takes off, apparently headed towards Earth. But
Legally obtained ship and order you to surrender your vessel.
oh, okay. All right, so nerd 3, let's go and see if we can finish this. Fire everything. All right, punch it. Oh, there's a strobing shot now. I think. Did it just move on me? It did move. All right, some kind of strobing shot thing going on here. I don't know this round, so I'm sure people in the chat room are like, "Oh, you moron! You're not shooting things like you should be." Too bad. What's lit? Center shot? I turned away, you jerk. Freaking nerd. There you go. Okay. How many more?
9.3, warp 9.4, warp 9.5, warp 9.6, warp 9.7, warp 9.8.
No! Dang it. That would have been fun. So now the left loop is doubled. And again, I guess that's just for the rest of this ball. But you notice here that the bottom 3 here give me super whatever the heck it is. I believe it's super spinner. So as I go in to destroy the drill here, this is going to give me, whenever this is over, this would be a case where timing it out actually probably would be a good idea. But I'm not going to do it because timing out is boring. Backhanding the spinner, though, is a very good idea here. And trying to make that ramp for 9.9, because I'm at 9.8 right now. One side ramp will give me an atta-ball. Hey, how about making that? All right. You don't. Jeez Louise. Nice shot, Dumbo. Come on. Oh, yeah, that was a good idea. So as I shoot the spinner here, and it's going to end this mode. I actually like to end the modes on the left ramp if I can. Simply because then I can immediately start another one. If I shoot accurately, which I did not. But 3 in a row. Super spinner is lit. Hey, look, the spinner is lit, and it's doubled because I finished nerd. So that's 110,000 a spin right there. That's pretty good action. Oh, and I can't make now, I can't make 9.9 for the life of me. So let's go back in there. And at some point you have to think, well, am I going to keep going for threes, or should I just go for the Kobayashi? And I don't really know where the right balance is here. But let's do Destroy the Drill 2. It's still ball 2, so we've got sort of time and opportunity. I'd love to get that atta-ball into play by making a freaking side ramp. Instead, I'll get Vengeance scoring, which is just a hurry up on the center shot. I personally, I find this to be worth a lot of points, but it also fires that magnet at you. And so you got a good chance of losing a ball just by nature of the mess that you're in by shooting that center shot. So you get some good points out of this, but is it worth it? And here comes Klingons again. Klingons, there's an atta-ball on the side ramp. So there's my side ramp, and that will put that into play. It doesn't really help me right now. I didn't need that atta-ball. I'm getting another one anyway, and there are only 4 balls in the machine, so boo! Where's my 5th ball? All right, so that should still be running, that Vengeance scoring hurry up. Like 5 shots should finish it, so it should be over now. There's so much stuff in this game that can stack together and work together to make the game more fun, more enjoyable. Wow, that was cool. And I don't know what the replay was at that just now got the replay. This game has been going pretty well. Destroy the Drill 2 is over. That's a good backhand there. You can do that backhand on a lot of games where you've got 2 balls on one side. Backhanding 1 ball into a side shot behind is often a very good idea here. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go Destroy the Drill 3. Punch it. All right, so again, I haven't played this mode, so I really don't know what's going on. I'm just going to shoot flashing lights and then hope the ball doesn't go down. Yeah. And at some point, you end up risking the fact that I have the double spinner going on the left. So if I cash in some more spins, there is a timer on this mode, and you're trying to make a set number of shots to finish it. So if you don't get all of the shots you're supposed to get in the timer, you don't win the mode. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why this drill really needs to be destroyed anyway. It was all right. It just needs to be disabled. I mean, it doesn't need to be completely destroyed, does it? How many more shots? I don't know. It's tough information to find without looking at the display. I'm sure the display is helpful here somehow, and I'll be able to watch this afterwards and figure out just what the heck is going on. Meanwhile, punch it. Did I get it? I don't know. Vengeance battle ready. This is the 3rd Vengeance battle. Yeah, I kind of prefer to bring a mode in. I'm pretty sure I did not finish Destroy the Drill 3 because it would have given me a double scoring, and it would not have let me restart the mode. You can see now it won't let me start Nerd or Save the Enterprise, but it will let me start Destroy the Drill 3 again as I continue trying to destroy that drill for whatever reason. At some point, warp ramps are just generally not a good plan because you don't need them, and you're not going to get very many points out of them other than that atta-ball at 0.9 and the extra ball that's available at warp 7. Let's see what's here. Left scoop. Stay up. No, no, no. left ramp. Come on, destroy the drill. Stop switching shots off. Did I destroy it already? Come on, man. Stupid drill. Oh boy, this drill really is lasting a long time. Come on now. All right, left ramp. Nope, shut off. Right loop seems to always be on. But I'll admit it's a little tough to figure out with the differing rules on this as I fail to complete this mode again. I'm going to start the vengeance battle because it's possible that center shot should have been lit for me a few times. I just didn't know that it was ready. The vengeance battle requires me to make 3 shots to that center, and then it's over. And this will give me access to the vengeance multi-ball again. So there's one more. Punch it! Ah, there we go. 5 million points for the 3rd vengeance mode victory. It's probably the least valuable of the vengeance modes in the end compared to the others. I still would very much like to punch it and destroy things, such as drills. I know people have asked if I'm going to try to get through all 18 modes, and I did not expect to get anywhere near it, but sure, now that I'm talking about it. There's a death save, but unfortunately already had 2 warnings. Where are we in the game right now? Keep going. Stop. All right, well, we're out of time. I'm sorry about that, everybody, but we're just going to have to cut this short here. I appreciate everybody's time and opportunity. I'm just kidding. All right, how's that drill? Is it drill destroyed yet? Why isn't the drill destroyed yet? I hate this drill. This drill is full of crap, man. They should all be destroyed. Punch it. Punch it, I tells you. Punch it. All right, what is that? 600,000? Is that good, bad, ugly? I'm looking. What am I supposed to do? Shoot the center? Oh, okay. Stupid, destroy the drill. Something important's going on that I don't know what the heck to do. All right, I'm gonna try destroying this drill some more. Ah, darn it. I'm sure someone's saying there's some target lock thing that's supposed to happen that I'm not paying attention to. And I'm sorry about that. I just, I'll be the first to admit that I would not look for that. So let's see if we can maybe get this done. Punch it. Destroy the drill 3. I've destroyed the drill 2 already. Locked. So now? Now? How about now? Well, anyway, that's the end of the game. All right, well, that did not go well, but so you can see what you're after, where you can go forward on a shot instead of just around the rest of the way. And that will allow you to perhaps get access to the level 2 and level 3, but you also still need the level 1 to get to Kobayashi multi-ball. Completing all the level 2s will give another multi-ball, and all the level 3s will give the final mode.
Space.
So we're going to stop here and see what questions people have, and maybe take this to more of a Q&A format for the next few minutes.
Strange new world.
And then maybe we'll call it a night.
Civilization. Boldly go. We're known.
So a couple questions here. Which is more safer to start a mode? The launch ball area or left scoop? And I mentioned this in one of the gameplay. I find the ball launch area to be a much better shot. The shot over here marked away team. The reason is that if you miss the shot, where's the ball? The ball is up here. You've got a couple opportunities to use the geometry of the game to push the ball out of the outlane area. Whereas if you miss over here, the mission start, where are you? You are directly above the left outlane. There's not nearly as much an opportunity to save that ball as there is to save this ball. The missed shots here tend to redirect back towards the flippers as well, which is much safer. And I actually think this may even be a wider shot. It's a little weird to want to shoot under a flipper, kind of similar to the way it is in Spider-Man. But once you get used to it, the away team shot can actually be made as a reasonable combo off the left ramp. And that's the way I prefer to start the modes. Let's see. Other things you guys want to mention? What? Okay.
Any other questions, John? No.
At the end of the level 1 mode, all shots are lit for the final shots, but certain ones strobe in 2 colors. There's an advantage to hitting those specific shots. I have not seen one. At the end of a mode where it's your final shot, I don't know where to go. At the end of the mode where it's your final shot, some of the shots will be lit for just a regular color, and others seem to be strobing a little bit, and it's not really clear to me whether those score more or not. I tend to go for those because it's flashing in a special color, so it's got to be worth more or something. But I don't understand the scoring there. And that was a question that at least a couple other people asked about. I don't know if there are any of the other big questions, but let's see what people want to talk about here. Do combos stack or do they stick at 2x? So if you make a shot in a combo, it's worth double what it would normally be worth. There is no triple that I could tell. When you do have a shot multiplier like you do when you finish something off triple, that shot multiplier will also apply. So it's possible to get a shot for 4x if it's made as a combo and you already have the doubler light on that shot. So one example is if I make the right ramp and then the left spinner, and the left spinner is being made as a combo, it will double the value. But if that left spinner is already on double from finishing 3 levels of nerd, you can then get 4x on the spinner for those shots. What do you like most and least about the game? It's a good question. I'm really happy with the shot flow on the game, and I think that this is a Steve Ritchie trademark, where just the power in the shots and the flow of going boom, 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 and you're making 3 or 4 or 5 in a row, it really is very satisfying, and it makes you feel like you know what you're doing when you play pinball. I think that every player coming up to this game, even players that haven't played pinball before, will feel satisfied because they can shoot the Vengeance and see a reaction to hitting that drop target. And you know, it sometimes only takes like one big shot to hook a player into pinball. They see that, they'll see the thing vibrate, they'll know that they caused that. And I think that that's a very clever design that the best games, I feel, really have something to draw in the casual player as well as the fanatic. We're already drawn in. What do I like least about the game? I think that what I like least about the game is it's sometimes unclear what and why to go for things. These 6 lights that light up on the different shots and the 7th light on the warp ramp, they're relatively generic, that you'll play a mode and 3 shots will be on, and then another 3 shots will be on, and then something will strobe a while. But a little bit like Transformers, there's not really a clear distinction between one mode and another. And I was talking about this with someone today, where you compare this game to, say, Star Trek Next Generation from Williams, which has 7 modes. And each mode really feels like its own animal, where you have the asteroid threat with 1 shot lit, and then asteroids blow up and you got to make all the other shots. And you have the Q's challenge, etc. Those modes really feel distinctive, whereas these modes don't necessarily feel distinctive. And I think going along with that is a little bit of custom audio that really helped push Star Trek Next Generation over the top and being an interactive experience for the player. Where here, you're playing Space Jump, you're playing Nerd, you're playing Klingon Battle, and it doesn't necessarily feel like you're doing anything too special or different in each of those modes. You're just playing a different version of the same game, which is make all the flashing lights. This is not to say that I don't think that this is a very good game, and I'm very impressed with it, and it continues to get better. The 1.3 software is a huge step up from 1.2, and I'm very happy with the playfield. Is vertical level 3 mode always a multiplier on some shot? Yes. The 6 shots that are lit during Kobayashi are the 6 shots that will be doubled. I do not know off the top of my head which ones are which. I just picked one. Save the Enterprise, we now know, is tied to the right ramp, the beta quadrant, and Nerd is tied to the spinner. One of them will be tied to this left scoop, which basically is baloney, but the others would then be tied to the left ramp, center, and right orbit. I suppose you could get a nice value out of doubling up the center shot, because the center shot is lit for Vengeance, and you get that 5 million off of there. So whichever one is tied to the center shot, and you can tell during Kobayashi which one it is, because it'll have that color. I think it's prime directive, but I'm not sure. So if you go 3 prime directives, you'll probably get one of these 2 in the middle. and that would really help there. But the fact that we don't really know that off the top of that I don't know that off the top of my head kind of links to what I was saying about just the generic lights make it a little unclear at times what things do and why they do them. Let's see what other questions people have here. Others questions? What do you think?
There's two others.
There's two more questions.
Is there a 2x playfield feature?
Is there a double playfield feature as a whole? I don't know that, but my suspicion is no, because we haven't seen it yet. It doesn't mean it isn't in there, and it may be tied to the second level or third level wizard. I know that in Spider-Man Superhero, for example, you finish Superhero, you get double playfield for the rest of that ball. So it's possible that finishing the final mode, Iron Man also has that feature with Do or Die, that maybe finishing the final mode would double the playfield for the rest of the ball. That's total speculation, and but I haven't seen it myself.
What's the second question? Is the scoring balanced?
Is the scoring balanced? I don't know. Sure, why not? I'm impressed with the scoring. In fact, I will argue that having completely balanced scoring would make the game worse. That when this game initially came out, one of the complaints about it was that everything was flat. That you would shoot a shot and it would be 100,000, you'd shoot it again and it would be 150,000, then 200,000, and everything was doing the same. And it's impressive that the programming has come to the point where that doesn't feel like that anymore, and you really feel like you can rip off some good combos and some good score through quality play. So I would say that in one sense is more balanced because it's favoring good play and you can actually play the game, where in another sense it's less balanced because you're getting a few points for this, but then a lot of points for this other thing and a little points for this, and you can see the points kind of ebb and flow, and I think that's actually something that gives the game more personality than it would if everything was worth $1 million, for example. So one more, let's see. Everyone is talking about the modes in 3D. If you complete level 1 on a corner, level 2 on the middle, and level 3 on the opposite corner, is this a completed line? Well, I don't know. But actually, I do know. The answer is no, because in our second game, we completed level 1, Destroy the Drill, level 2, Nerd, and level 3, Save the Enterprise, and nothing happened. So the answer to that question is no. That's all the time we have, I think. Really appreciate that all of you came out to watch this. Papa TV, thank you so much to all the people who have donated to make Papa TV possible, and to the operations crew here for making this happen live on the air. We hope you'll join us next time we're live, as well as for the other stuff that Papa is doing. The next broadcast, live broadcast, will be in Orlando for the Southern Pinball Festival. But even before that, we will be here at Papa headquarters for the Pittsburgh versus FSPA Battle of the Leagues. And that will probably be an ongoing feature with different leagues competing against one another on the machines here live on the air. But after that, the next circuit event will be at Southern Pinball Festival the weekend of November 21st in Orlando, Florida. We hope you can join us there. And by then, we'll have lots of other material on papa.org, papa.tv for you to enjoy. Thanks so much, and have a great night.